Howdy everyone, I'm JohnnyF, Whiskey Juliet, 0 November Foxtrot. Let's talk a little bit about safety, if we can. No matter what you're doing in this hobby, and no matter where you go, you kind of need to be prepared a little bit. But specifically, if you're doing SOTAs or IOTAs or national parks on the air, or in this case MOTAs, you need to be safe. You need to use common sense. Not everybody seems to have common sense. I mean, that's why we have labels on snowblowers that say, don't use it on the roof. But, natural selection kind of kicks in there somewhere. But you've got to be safe. These are mines, okay? They were dangerous when they were in use. People died, people got hurt all the time. Just like any of the other activation type things we do, there's risks in all of them. Health risks, hiking, going out into the woods to get to the top of mountains, going on islands, where there's no help readily available, or into our parks, whatever. Mines are the same thing. You have to use common sense. Don't go in a mine. If you find a mine that's open, don't go in there. It was dangerous and deadly when they were working it. Going in there now, after there's been no maintenance on this mine, you're just asking for a disaster. Well, you're here to enjoy the hobby of ham radio and combine that with your other hobbies. Mine are ATVing and hiking and being outside and exploring, but I'm not going in a mine if it's open. It's just not going to happen, because if something happens in there, everything else that I enjoy in this life is gone, because they're not going to find you in there. Just do not go into a mine. Be safe. I mean, look where I am. There's cliffs and rock slides and all kinds of things, and I've never seen like one happen when I was there. But stuff happens. You need to be prepared, and you need to use common sense. People need to know where you're going, how long you plan to be gone, things like this. In my case, I have, because I like to do this a lot, I have a Spot, which is a GPS, emergency GPS unit. If I press this button here, it sends an email to me and my wife with a link to a Google Maps coordinates of exactly where I am, and it just says I'm okay. This one says I'm on my way home. If I flip up this little SOS button and I press that, then my GPS coordinates go to whatever regional 911 service there is off of satellite. This is satellite communication. And they know where I am, and they know that it's serious and that I need help. So I always carry this with me. I think for something like this, it's $100 well spent. You need to take the precautions that you can and that you can afford to do. I also carry a backpack with me. Got a small first aid kit in it. I actually, for the first time in 7 years, had to use this. I was ATVing with a friend, got in a bad spot, and his ATV rolled on top of him, wheels straight up in the air, and I had to lift the ATV off, get it out of there. He had broken ribs, he had a broken collarbone, he had blood running down his arm. I was glad I had this. I was glad I had the Spot. I didn't have to use the Spot. He didn't want me to use the Spot, and we did make it out of there, but he's still beat up. But I was glad I had that. So I've got that. I've got a little tracking unit so that it doesn't have to be special. This one's not expensive, but when I turn it on, it gives me my GPS coordinates, and if I clear it, it'll show me where I turned it on, and it'll show me the paths, so that if I get lost, I can use this to follow my way back. I don't use this that often because I don't go off of the trails that often, but if you're going to, you need to think about these things. Don't let it stop you from exploring and that, not having stuff like this, but you have to use your common sense. Don't go off the trails or go that far or out of view of your ATV or your truck or whatever if you don't have something like this, to help you out. So I've got a cooler, I've got like a gallon of water with me, some snacks, just common sense things. So I just want everybody to be safe. I want you to enjoy this hobby. I want you to enjoy your life. I want you to enjoy your family. I want you to enjoy combining those hobbies. If you decide to do motas, man, I'm with you on that. I would love to go to other states and go with some new ham radio friends and do these things, and I'd love to have them come here and hang out for a long weekend and do it with me. It's great times, but you don't get those times if you take the risks that you shouldn't be taking. Please use common sense. We want to hear about your adventures. We want to see YouTube videos. We want to see pictures. We want the activations. We don't want to hear about what happened to that person and how they're a silent key now. We don't need that. Please be safe. No matter what you're doing in this hobby or any other hobby, use common sense. Don't take unnecessary risks. Try and stay in communication with people, or at least let them know where you're going to be and when you're going to be back. So that's my spiel. That's my my effort to keep us all active in this hobby, safe and healthy. So 73 from Johnny F, and let's get out and do some more motas.